I'm letting y'all. Danny Elevation. Who else? Yo, I want to see clips. I have Queens flip at a fixed rate till 2027. Hey, actually, that's what we should call it. Queens fixed.
What's good, Elevators? It's your boy Elevation here with another episode of the JBP Elevated, where we speak on the Joe Budden podcast and all of his co-hosts on and off the pod. Oh, man. It's always okay with me whenever one of the co-hosts missed the episode, because we could just speculate on where he's at, why he's gone, where she's at, why she's gone. But whenever a co-host misses an episode and they're replaced with someone, that makes me nervous. It makes me nervous. Because normally when Joe lines up guest appearances, it's for Patreon episodes. And Ray Daniels was the guest today. He said that he hit up Joe and said he would come on Friday, which is cool. Come on Friday. You could record a Patreon episode. It can go down like it normally does. But he was on the main episode. Ish is gone. And we all just made a big funk on Ish and Mark going at it. Mark cracking his muffin. FD Signifier and all the intellectuals on YouTube and all the other social media sites are cracking Ish's muffin furthermore. And then he just so happens to miss an episode and is replaced by Ray Daniels. I wouldn't put too much stock in this if Ray hadn't been on the show before. And you know how it is with reoccurring guests. The only reoccurring guest that never had a shot on coming on the Joe Budden podcast is Vince Staples. And that's because he already had this shit lined up. Matter of fact, he had it lined up so much, he gave Joe the blueprint. The only difference is Vince had the idea to take it to major markets and how to crack them over the head. Joe kind of tweaked it and said, fuck the major market. I'm the major market. Shout out to Vince Staples. But Ray Daniels, he was on the main pod. He did what he needed to do on the main pod. They were talking about a whole bunch of topics that I don't cover on this channel, because I already know how the gender war can get for real when it's unfiltered and unedited, uncensored, all of that. So if y'all want videos from me on that topic, please let me know in the comments and we could do that on another playlist. But Ray Daniels came in here like he actually was auditioning this time. He's come on before and he's been talkative. He's given up some things about himself. But this time, I'm directly connected to the case. And I'm chiming on every single topic. And if you want to dig deeper, I somewhat cracked Mark Lamont's head when it came to that topic pertaining to Tory and Meg and that situation. I'm nervous, guys. I'm nervous. And then I couldn't even let my nerves subside because towards the end of the episode, Joe did it again. He brought up Rory and Maul this time. He brought both of them up. He didn't really say Maul's name, but he was giving him credit. He's proud of the work that they're putting in. He sees that their stock is rising. It's not plummeting. It's not descending. It's ascending. He said it multiple times this year. I know y'all don't remember the prediction I made earlier this year. I still see that happening. Not with Maul, of course. But here's where all the speculation in my head comes in. I'm just going to say it. Warning. Not a trigger warning, but a speculation warning. I don't know what I'm talking about. Everything is conjecture, speculation. It's made up. Thoughts in my head. Simply an opinion. But Rory, if you are teetering on the fence, don't do to Maul what Joe did to you. And what I mean by that is don't cozy up with Joe and then leave Maul on the wayside. Maul burned his 20 plus year relationship with Joe to do what was right morally in his mind and for your sake. And y'all have been thriving ever since. I know me personally, I'm calling for you to come back to the JBP because me personally, I think you're the 1B to Joe's 1A. And then everybody else can fight for second, third, fourth, and fifth, even with a Mark Lamont here. It would just further the pie. So me personally, as well as Joe Budden, we want you back on the pod. Don't let money come across your head. Don't let any outside fodder come across your head. If you make this decision, make it on your own volition. And the reason I'm saying it so seriously like this is because things like this occur all the time. Fellas, we've all had a beautiful woman in the past that we had every assumption in the world in our head saying, oh, she still messes with her ex. And she's told us till she was blue, purple, red in the face, you don't have to worry about him. You don't have to worry about him. And then sure enough, years down the line, y'all might have fallen out. And you check on your social media feeds and what do you know? Who is she with? Who are the pictures with? Who made up? The same situation happens in business, especially when more money is involved. I hope Rory is happy with where he's at currently. Maul clearly is because he made the right decision, but I hope Rory doesn't keep hearing what Joe is saying and get a little trickle of doubt in his head. But I'm saying all that to say this. Joe is gonna ramp it up, whether he continues adding people or if he starts exchanging people. The only reason in my head Joe hasn't released anyone is because of the fallout from Rory and Maul. That still holds a place in people's hearts. He can't outright fire anyone, which is why he hasn't fired anyone yet. But he is doing everything in his power to make somebody walk away. And it's making me nervous because now everybody's interchanging. He's saying people are going to start missing because of the summer. This is where we really have to start paying attention to how everybody that we love on the podcast is acting, because fuck the contractual talks. Joe's pulling the play that a woman does whenever she's done in a relationship, fellas. She's done. Yes, she's still here. Yes, I still love you, and I'll say it to you. I'll kiss you, all of that. But in my head, I'm already making my exit plan. Joe's exit plan has a little diversion though, because he can't just outright fire somebody. But I am going to make one of you niggas quit. And hopefully it's not Ish for our sake. Because if Ish leaves, then nobody will feel safe on the podcast and everybody's going to start scrambling. And that's when all the nerves on my end kick in. But like I said, everything from the Rory story and on was speculation. Everything prior to that was just my opinion on the show. I appreciate y'all always giving me the time of day. An opportunity to feed y'all with some more BS, but these are really my thoughts. Let's get back to Ray Daniels real quick before I end the video, because it really did feel like an audition on his end, and I'm nervous because what if he does kick ass, and what if he gives pushback to Mark, because that was his main goal coming on the show. And I'm not saying the whole time he was attacking Mark, but he did want to give Mark pushback because he sees all the love Mark is receiving. It's a double-edged sword. When you get fame from social media, or you get notoriety from or social media, and you start growing on social media, it's a double-edged sword because now people know the playbook. The people smart enough to get it are going to use it against you. So if Ray Daniels gets another crack at it on the JVP, which I'm not speaking about the Patreon because I have a feeling he's going to be on the Patreon as well. But if he gets another crack at this main pod, he's going to be gunning for Mark, and he's going to be gunning for a spot on this hoe. I know he has his own podcast. That's cool. You know who else does? Mark. Night School is a thing, and it's starting to gain more traction because of his notoriety from the JVP. Just because people have their own ventures, and that's what Joe loves the most. He would prefer you have your own venture to come on, and then he could really spread his wings as far as his network is concerned, and then y'all could grow because he's a bigger name than y'all, and he's considered a network where y'all are just considered podcasts or channels or whatever it is, entities. I'm the conglomerate. But I'm going to be paying attention to a lot happening this year because Joe's trying to give us clues. He's trying to say something's happening. He's trying to clue us in on things that he's doing behind the scenes, but he can't just outright say it. But I absolutely believe he's trying to get somebody to quit, which brings up that triggers topic. Y'all be careful if y'all actually come up with triggers. Make sure it's a trigger that isn't an actual trigger. It's something that makes you happy, because he's going to try to flip it against you, because his plan is to get the weak links off the show. Yes, everything's great and I'm making more money now than I ever have before, but what if it's better than it is currently? How much can I get then? What rooms can I enter that I haven't entered yet if I'm able to replace 2 co-hosts that I don't want with 2 co-hosts that I do? But as always, y'all stay safe out here. I appreciate y'all. Like the video if you like the video. Subscribe to the page if you haven't. If you have, you already know I appreciate you. Till later today or tomorrow. Y'all be safe. Peace.